The NBA season is almost here, so today we'll be predicting the Western Conference standings for the upcoming season.
All right, the Western Conference took me a while to get this, but let's see how it goes. I feel like our 15 and 14 should be the same, but my 15, Portland Trail Blazers, 14, Utah Jazz, 13, Houston Rockets, 12, tough one for me, Memphis Grizzlies, and 11, another tough one for me, the San Antonio Spurs.
I'll just say this much. We have the same teams, but a little bit different order. Number 15, Trailblazers. Number 14, Jazz. Number 13, Spurs. Number 12, Rockets. And number 11, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, so the Spurs one surprised me, but we'll get to that in a second for you. But for me, okay, both of us, 15, they don't have a guy yet with the Portland Trail Blazers. Scoot Henderson is going to have a lot of pressure this year after having a not-so-good rookie year.
The best way to describe them, they still have a long way to go. And it makes sense because you got rid of Lillard last year. Last year was a rebuild year one. Rebuilds take time. You still just have long ways to go. And that's the best way to describe it.
You might be looking to trade Anthony Simons as well, but I like the addition of Denny Avdia. He's going to get more... again, Wizards trading him shocked me. He had a good year last year, so that could help them a little bit there. I'm the only concern, but last thing is how are they going to fit Donovan Clingan in right away, because they still have DeAndre Ayton, Jeremy Graham, who might be looking as a trade target. Robert Williams, when he's healthy, is there as well. So I think they need to start selling some of these bigs. For example, your team might need a big, so maybe you could get a
we
DeAndre
definitely
Ayton
need a
type
big.
guy. Well, I don't know how big you were on DeAndre Ayton with the Raptors, but at least someone like that to make space for Donovan Clingan.
Everyone loves a healthy Robert Williams, though. That's for sure. But yeah, Utah Jazz, again, no real upgrades, same squad. Here's the thing, like, the squad is good as, like, role players, right? They're good for role players, right? And with the West, you're going to need a superstar to carry. And if the Jazz somehow find a way to get a superstar, like, this is a play-in playoff team. But they just don't have that. They're not gonna. And again, how much more Markkanen can really do?
Exactly.
He's done a lot.
They're already talking about trading Walker Kessler, which is confusing to me. So I don't know why.
I would love to trade.
Exactly. That's the perfect spot
Walker
for you.
Kessler.
I think they need to try to I think they're better than Trailblazers because their continuity is still there, and you have an all-star. Honestly, at least you have an all-star.
Like, I could see a world where Jazz make the plan. Like, I'll be honest with you, I do.
I don't.
It's just that, like, all 5 of their starting lineups gotta have, like, all 5 members of their starting lineups gotta have career years to make it happen.
They need to trade Jordan Clarkson, and I'm gonna say what team needs to go trade it, because Jordan Clarkson's that 6th man of the year that teams need. But here we go. You're the Spurs. That surprised me.
Okay, so the biggest reason. What had the Spurs added? Chris Paul. Great player, great leader.
You were a big Chris Paul guy when he went to the OKC Thunder. That's why I was a little surprised.
Great player, great veteran leader. But let's be honest. The Spurs were 22-60 with Wemby popping off.
But that was
Wemby. True. But did Wemby pop off or not? At the end of the day,
he had pop off more though.
Did he have insane numbers?
Yeah.
Insane numbers. He might pop off more. Like, he should pop off more. I don't expect him to be 22-60 anymore. What do you need to make in the Western Conference play-in? At least 44 wins. 40 wins minimum you need to be. Do you expect this team to improve by 20 wins?
So here's my question to you.
With just Wemby popping off even more. It was so insane last year.
I was considering...
He was already so insane last year.
This is he's the first generational talent since who?
LeBron.
And LeBron did the exact same thing, I think. Pretty sure he made the playoffs in his second year. I could be mistaken, at least second or third year. Here's the thing. I was heavily considering them in a play-in because I like the Chris Paul ad in terms of, yes, he's not going to be the Chris Paul of the Phoenix Suns, the first year of the Phoenix Suns, or that OKC year where, I'm going to give you credit on camera for once that you were super high on that team and they helped. Look how good Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got. You added Stephon Castle. We saw him in UConn. How good he was. How good he was with Donovan Clingan. Wemby's better than Donovan Clingan.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And then Devin Vassell's injured right now. He's a really good guy in the starting lineup. I like the
really
Harrison Barnes and ad. I feel like they're going to flirt. Like you said, more Utah Jazz. This is a team I really wanted to put in the play-in because
I'm just saying I see a world where Utah. Like, this is like, I 100% agree with you. The Spurs can make the play-in. The Utah Jazz, I said, they can make the play-in if every member of the team has a career year.
Which is probably least likely to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, for me, the reason why I'm high on these guys is because I think Wembanyama's that good that he can carry a team by himself. Like, for example, Luka Doncic did with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, no, but the difference is...
This is a more stacked West than back
it's a
then.
more competitive.
Yeah.
Same squad, basically, still. Like, at the end of the day, everything is on Wemby. That's just how it is. That it was last year. It's going to be this year. I'm just saying 22-60 to go like 41-41, that's, let's say 42-40. A 20-win improvement for a guy to step up to a year. Like, yeah, he steps up. Like, I expect him to step up. But he was so good already last year.
But again, that's his rookie. So that means there's a higher ceiling.
There is a higher ceiling.
He's supposed to be Depoy this year favorite.
Yeah. I haven't been Depoy in the conversation last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is this, bro. Like, it's offensive production as well, right? Like, Wemby average, was in the 20s, right? For the bulk of his run, right? In order for this team to make it into the play-in, he's going to have to be like 32 at least.
I think with the addition...
It is possible, but it's just so much to overcome, in my opinion.
If it wasn't Chris Paul, I would have agreed with you. Yes, we're arguing about a team that we both don't have in the play-in. But I guess I'll just stick with it right now. They're my 11th team because I was so close of putting them in. And I'll say why I did not have them in eventually. But I think the Chris Paul add is going to be so good for... Especially, next year I expect them to take a jump to the play-in because of Chris Paul alone. I just think him to Wemby is going to be an underrated duo this year. And then Devin Vassell, it'll open up a lot more for a guy like Devin Vassell.
Yeah, but like 22-60, like I expect him to have like 38 wins next year.
Sure.
I'll be honest with you. But like that's,
so they're kind of in that range.
That itself, that's already a 16 win.
Because this is why I had the Rockets 13. So that's why I'm a little bit like, that's why for me, what the Rockets did last year was amazing. No one expected that. I just don't believe in it as much again this year as I did last year. Right, you're banking on Jalen Green to take a step again. Al Prince and Goon there as well. I like the young guys there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, like there are many young guys.
Reed Shepherd, many young guys. Watching that guy in Vegas, incredible. Man.
He's actually sick.
He's probably. I'm not going to disclose it yet. He's up there in my Rookie of the Year considerations. Right, but I just don't think they're going to be better than the Spurs team this year. That's just me. This team will be fun to watch. Fred VanVleet's there as a vet, like Chris Paul is.
I have the Rockets at 12.
Yeah.
I expect the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. Like, at the end of the day, like you have your veteran leaders, right? They had 40 wins last year.
Yeah.
Right. And the bulk of that, your squad is young guys, right? At the end of the day, your young guys showed up last year. Sengun, I'm a believer in, and a lot of people are believers in, right?
But the thing with the young guys, you know what the thing is.
But at the end of the day, like, there's so many young guys, right? There has to be like 3 or 4 that like still take a step forward next year.
Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, Cam Whitmore could be one. Reed Shepherd, obviously not a step from last year, but could obviously plug in and do something.
No, I'm looking at the roster right now, and don't get me wrong.
I just expect I feel like this team's just gonna stay.
I feel like there might be too many young guys, and then there's gonna be an issue with the thing. That's just me. But again, I agree with you. They're in the similar range. I just, like I said, the Spurs. I believe in them way more. That's all it is.
All right, number 11, we both have... No, you have Grizzlies at 12. I have Grizzlies at 11.
I put this team on 10 and I took it down. I really did.
Here's the thing. My biggest concern with Grizzlies is every single year of his career, Ja Morant has been injured.
Yes.
And every single year, the Grizzlies did not find a proper, suitable backup point guard to take over.
Tyus Jones. After that.
After Tyus Jones, yeah. Other than Tyus Jones.
You can't say Tyus Jones is amazing.
Yeah, I totally forgot Tyus Jones was there. But again, they don't have a suitable, capable backup point guard who can handle the ball and facilitate offense.
Scottie Pippen Jr., to be fair, had a really good summer league and preseason so far.
Exactly. Summer league, preseason, nobody cares.
But right? Hey, they're the team.
They don't have a proven, suitable, capable, at this moment, backup point guard. He could become one. I
guess you could stagger Marcus Smart. That's the only thing.
Still not good enough. The Celtics had so many issues when Marcus Smart was at point guard.
Yeah.
Right? They got Drew Holiday. Look what happened. They won an NBA title.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. In my opinion, they don't have a replacement. And at the end of the day, I hope Ja doesn't go down, but Ja's going to go down. He's just too athletic. He's just too athletic, man.
Here's the thing, right? Last time we saw a healthy Grizzlies team, yes, take out Marcus Smart, put in Dylan Brooks, and
Ja still got injured that year.
I don't know, I'm just saying, they were second seed, right?
Yeah.
So for that, and then last year they started off slow, then Ja got hurt, and then everybody got hurt. Marcus Smart, Jaren Jackson.
Well, Ja was suspended too.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that as well. But my point is, the reason why I was considering them is I can't forget that Taylor Jenkins is a really, really good.
He is really good.
Right?
Really good.
And then you bring back Ja. You get to see the dynamic with the defense with Marcus Smart and Jaren Jackson Jr. You're back-to-back defensive player of the years at one point.
I'm just trying to remind you, I have them higher than you, and you're trying to make a case of more to put them higher.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say
I'm saying why. No, I'm giving a why I was considering to put them at 10.
And you put it at 12.
I put him at 12 because I wanted to keep the Spurs at 11. That's why.
I'm the one who should be making more of the Kings.
The reason why I have him missing is because you added Zach Edey, which he's gonna be amazing for them because he improved in his last year in Purdue, and I feel like a guy with jaw, and then you have him and Jaren Jackson Jr. depending on if they start Edey or not, double rim protection there.
Yeah,
and he's working on his 3-point game. I feel like it's gonna be a little too late to get everything acclimated once again together because technically him and Smart didn't really play together long. And then on top of that, I feel like this next year will be their stock rising year.
All right, let's move on to our playing spots. Number 10, I went with Sacramento Kings. Number 9, I went with the Golden State Warriors. 8, I went with the LA Clippers. And number 7, I went with the New Orleans Pelicans.
The team I did drop out before I switched with the Grizzlies at number 10 was the LA Clippers.
Like out of the playoffs?
Yes. 9.
Okay.
I'll put them back at 10 and I'll explain why. 9, Sacramento Kings. 8, this is the one that I'm still don't know about, Minnesota Timberwolves. And then 7,
wow.
I have the Golden State Warriors.
Nah, I'll be honest with you. I was like, yeah, I'm going to put Minnesota as a playing team. I'm going to put Minnesota as a playing team. But then I still gave him the little bit of respect. But let's move on.
So 10.
No, move on. Let's go back to our 10. Who do you have at 10? Clippers?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you go first.
1, don't know what the hell's happening with Kawhi Leonard at the moment. Right? There's rumors that he's not going to be starting the year. Right now, we don't know how long he's going to be out for, what the case is going to be with that. So that was my one reason. So then take him out of the lineup. Norm Powell goes in. He's good. He ain't Kawhi Leonard. Right? And then you're asking James Harden to turn back the clock like he did in Houston. And if it is Houston, James Harden, they should be in a playoff team with this squad. But I don't think that's the case. And he himself has now, ever since he left Houston, has hamstring issues. So for that reason, I'm like, what the hell's happening with their 2 stars? You already let go of Paul George. Your roster is similar to the Brooklyn Nets at that point, if you take those 2 guys out. But because we don't...
their pieces are way better than Brooklyn Nets.
I'm just saying, you're similar in the Western Conference in that style of David lore. The reason why I have him at 10 is I still respect Kawhi Leonard. I think he will play. And I'm a big Kawhi Leonard fan. You know that. And I think him and James Harden will mesh well when they do play together. So that's why I feel like there's so much uncertainty and everything's neck and neck here at this point, right? From 1 to essentially 12 for me.
13 for me, yeah, because out of Spurs.
Yeah, so for me it's neck and neck. I just feel like all those injury concerns will add up to the loss column. But I would give him the respect to give him at least a playing opportunity.
Like I think the Spurs get to like,
and they have one of the best coaches in the league.
I think the Spurs get to like 39 wins.
Yeah.
And I feel like the difference between that's 13 plays. 15 wins from 13 to 1 is like the difference I could see in this conference.
So that's why I have the Clippers. After that, what do you think?
Very neck to neck. That's all the reasons you said is the reason why I have my 8. At the end, they're just playing small, right? Like they were number 4, like bona fide number 4 last year. Well deserved because they did cook when Harden did get there, right? Eventually, because it took. Is
this your biggest team that dropped off from last year too?
Me, yeah, I had like the Clippers like top 3 last year, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna get back to the Clippers in a sec because I'm gonna go with my number 10. I'm gonna go with Sacramento Kings. They added DeMar DeRozan, very good piece, a guy who could create his own shot and take over the mid-range part of their game.
Another closer.
Another closer. Biggest issue is when it comes to clutch times in the playoffs, DeRozan is a no-show.
But this is a
regular season thing. The other biggest thing with the Kings is they were very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent. Like there were just things that I just like genuinely don't understand how the hell they're losing games. And then there come to games where like I don't understand how they win the games because they were losing these type of games, right? The biggest thing is like against your Lakers, they win like every game.
Yeah. I mean, when you were saying inconsistent, I'm like, they're consistent against the Lakers, though.
Yeah. But then when you play the Pelicans without Zion, you're getting absolutely blown out 3-4 times over the games I watched last year. So I genuinely do not understand this team at all.
This is a weird team. So I have them at 9, so I'll go here. I have them at 9. The reason why I have them at 9 and I had them ahead of the Clippers is, again, because of the injury status there. 9, their defense is concerning still.
It is, yeah.
Right? Keegan Murray's arguably their best defender. I don't know, Kevin Huerter, fine. But I like De'Aaron Fox. He has the speed to keep going, but he's not like a lockdown, right? DeMar DeRozan for sure in hell is not a great defender. The reason why I do have him in a playing spot, this is a weird team because the year before they were amazing, and then last year we saw what happened. They were barely a playing team, and then ended up losing after beating the Warriors, and then lost to the Pelicans, like you alluded to. I still think their offense is going to be very electric. I think Domantas Sabonis is still a very underrated big man in this league. But yeah, that's pretty much why I have them there because their offense is going to be electric, and they have 2 closers on the court, which I think both. I don't know if DeMar DeRozan won, but like De'Aaron Fox won it one year. And then DeMar DeRozan is always going to be in consideration for closing games. Like he was.
Yeah, like it's just be like a lot of like 130, 133 games.
Probably.
games.
That's the way I'm looking at it.
Probably for the Kings. Number 9, I have the Warriors. Again, Stephen Curry's team. Curry coming off an incredible Olympics, right? And to Olympics especially. The biggest thing here is the good news for the Warriors is that they have Jonathan Kuminga, right? And who stepped up last year. They have also had a couple of young pieces. Pods was pretty good. Trace Jackson Davis at the end of the year was pretty good as well. So the good news is they have a little bit more depth. They did lose Clay, but again, I don't think it's the biggest loss necessarily because last year Clay was pretty ineffective. But overall, I think if Curry goes down this year, it's not fully wraps because I think Kuminga could take a step forward this year and really, keep the team afloat. And that's probably the reason why I have him as a play-in spot. And even with Curry, they did struggle last year. Their points in time, so I feel like play-in is a good spot for the Warriors.
Minnesota Timberwolves, and I know I'm gonna get hate on this one.
At what 9?
8.
8. Okay.
I honestly, I just that was my initial thoughts. I probably forgot to flip them in the Warriors.
Wait, so you had Warriors in the top 6?
7.
Oh yeah, 7. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, the Minnesota Timberwolves are an 8, and the reason is because I just feel like that trade is gonna take time. That's frankly the only reason why. Because I don't think like Karl-Anthony Towns fits better with Anthony Edwards than Julius Randle does. We established
way better. Yeah, way.
I like their depth, right? Adding Dante DiVincenzo, I like the depth pieces there, but I just feel like, and listen, this is why I don't have Anthony Edwards in the MVP race because I have them in 8th. Otherwise, he was my dark horse runner. That's my spoiler for when we do the awards prediction. I just believe that like Julius Randle has so many what the F moments as well, like with his shot selection, and sometimes his goal is in and doesn't go in. He's not gonna be a consistent second guy. Like for me, Towns was a consistent second guy after Edwards. I don't have that same belief in Randle, and that's just me. I'm trying not to disrespect Randle here. I still think he'll fit the defense. Don't get me wrong, but outside of that, like he's gonna have much more inconsistent scoring compared to a Karl-Anthony Towns, in my opinion.
At 8, I have the Clippers. Everything you said, Kawhi held. Will Harden hold it down when he is by himself, and he will be by himself. Everything you said, basically, that's why I have my 8. I didn't drop him all the way to 10, but I did drop him quite a bit from last year.
Yeah.
Right?
One thing I want to say about Timberwolves, though, is for them, like if Anthony Edwards needs to carry a lot.
Yeah.
And I think he is able to do that, but if something were to happen, they don't have a backup.
Yeah. Number 7, I have the Pelicans. They did upgrade at point guard, but at the end of the day, you need Zion on the court. It's just simple as that.
He had a healthy year last year, though.
And he did have a healthy year, but it was with him having a healthy year, it was a play-in year.
So
still.
Okay. So here's the reason. That's my jump team. That's the big reason why I dropped the Timberwolves as well. Honestly, I should probably flip-flop the Warriors and Timberwolves, but I'll just keep it as it is. Like Warriors 7, I feel like it's again same thing. What I said about the Timberwolves will apply to the Warriors. Instead of Steph Curry has to carry the load. I do disagree with you when you said that if Curry goes down, they have Kuminga to keep the load. I feel like if Curry goes down, they're out of the playoffs, play-in spot.
Curry went down last year. They're still in play-in.
True, but it depends.
I was on that case last year where like if Curry goes down, I don't think they're making the play-in. They're still a play-in team.
I guess fair.
That's the thing.
But okay, let's say that again. I'm gonna assume health because I love Steph Curry so much that like I'm scared to think of that right now.
Yeah.
But I like I said, there's consistent backcourt now. Pods had a really good rookie year. To the point where every Laker fan is pissed because we passed on him. I'm not sure. Is this Pod's second year last year? I think Pod's no, because Jalen Hood-Schifino did not play. I don't remember.
Well, you're asking. I don't remember.
I'm off. Okay, I don't know. I'm just.
You're the basketball guy.
I know. I completely. I'm getting my draft classes mixed up here. I think this is gonna be his second year. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he had a good rookie year. He had a good rookie year. I love Trace Jackson Davis had a good rookie year. Draymond Green playing center. I know he could handle it, but like the backup to that is gonna be a question mark for me.
Yeah. I
like the buddy he'll pick up. He's not gonna be Klay Thompson. This is why I have him higher because of they added some shooting. DeAnthony Melton's a good backup point guard in my opinion. Moses Moody's gonna take a role. Kyle Anderson defensively. So I feel like they broke up Klay Thompson with Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
Right? Buddy Hill shooting is much better than Klay Thompson's compared to last year.
Yeah.
Like, we could agree to that. But he's not going to have the defense that Klay Thompson had in prime Klay Thompson time, which Kyle Anderson is going to be a better defender that way. So I feel like collectively, Steve Kerr's job might be on the line this year, whether it's on his choice or not. That's the reason why I have him.
Yeah.
I do like the Warriors. I do like this Warriors team. I think they're going to be a better team next year. This coming year, because they don't have to worry about the Klay Thompson, how to get him going.
Yeah,
on that case.
Yeah, like the biggest thing, like I'll be much higher on the Warriors, but like I just never know when Draymond Green's gonna freaking kick someone in the balls and RKO him.
Yeah.
Right. Like I genuinely have a concern for that. Like I'm not even trying to joke here because I think Draymond Green might actually RKO someone.
Yeah.
But.
The reason why I'm so flustered is this Western Conference is so tough that I'm double guessing myself as I'm speaking and as when you're talking as well, because we don't know our lists really, right? So that's what makes this so tough. Like when you're saying something, damn, you brought up a good point.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It's actually really tough. But let's move into our 6, 5, and 4. Number 6, this is where I have the Timberwolves. And number 5 are the Phoenix Suns. And number 4, I went with your Los Angeles Lakers.
Number 6. I went with the Lakers. Number 5, I went with the Pelicans. And number 4, I went with the Nuggets. You want me to take the floor first?
Yeah, Lakers. Yeah, go.
So we don't know. Obviously, okay. I thought that you're gonna have the Lakers in play-in. I'll be honest with you.
I did consider it.
Me putting in the Lakers here is a little bit of a bias pick as well, because here's the thing: you're gonna get two sides of this team. Which is JJ Redick gonna be a really good coach and the team buys in? Or is it going to be the other side where a player, first-time head coach like Steve Nash is going to happen? I'm believing more on the Jason Kidd side of things, right? Because JJ Redick on TV criticized the Lakers so much last year that he should know how to fix it. The question is, how is JJ Redick going to handle egos on the team and stuff? And so far, so good. Like the preseason looks, the bits and pieces that I watched, again, I don't take too much into preseason. He's using the ball movement skills at practice, and you can see it in gameplay action. And I feel like he's such a respected player in his NBA tenure that he will get these players to buy in. Defensively, I still think they should be good. I think Anthony Davis should be in consideration for a Defensive Player of the Year as always. I think he's still been, as Stephen A. Smith would say, blasphemous that he's never won the award, right? Let alone not even being in the top 3 last year. I think defensively, as long as for this team, it comes down to health. And that's the other reason why I dropped him. Compared to where you had him before, I was considering playing a game. We don't know the health. Anthony Davis had a really good, healthy year last year, and I'm banking on that hopefully again this year. But the rest of the players that were injured for a bit caused it to go down. But for me, I'm just banking on a good JJ Redick year that will be, and he's going to be consistent with his starting lineup, unlike Darvin Ham.
6, I went to Timberwolves. Another drop team for me. Everything you said about the trade. Biggest thing I think you left out for the trade details is that the spacing goes way downhill because now you have Randall and Gobert.
That's why I had them lower.
Gobert, Gobert got benched for Team France. Like that's how much that's how useless he is on the offensive side of the ball, right? And the spacing's gone way downhill as well. And like you said, much more on Ant. Again, Ant will be the MVP if the Timberwolves are a top.
Listen,
top 14.
If I had Edwards in the top 5, I would have put an MVP conversation.
Yeah, 100%. Like he's winning the MVP. In my opinion, for me, having him at 6 he's in my MVP.
If he's top 2, he's winning MVP.
Yeah,
I don't see any other reason why he wouldn't.
There's no other reason the Timberwolves should be up there if it wasn't for Al. Yeah, but again, biggest issue is a lot of pressure on Ant. Number 5, I'll go with the Phoenix Suns, who you looked a little bit surprised because I'm using your top 3. Biggest thing for the Suns is they're I think the same rank, right? Was the same spot, or were they 60 last year? They were 60 last year.
Yeah,
I have them moving up. They're moving up one from last year. Big thing, obviously, I know you love this guy. They got a point guard.
Yeah.
And that point guard is Tyus Jones, right?
Yeah.
The capable, suitable
and now you know why I have Meyer.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they fixed one problem, which is the point guard and the ball handler, but there's still another massive hole.
Defense.
And they have none of it.
They added Mike Budenholzer, who we'll see how that
is not going to go on the court and play defense for them.
True. But, okay, you already it out?
Yeah, that's the biggest
So
thing.
5 for me is the New Orleans Pelicans, and this is my jump team, and I really love this team from last year. Zion Williamson, as the season went along, is going to show why he was the number 1 overall pick and that freak athlete. Their only concern for me is the lack of center. And if they're saying that Zion Williamson is going to be playing center, then I might have to drop them a little bit.
They're like, I love Tice as a backup.
Yeah,
as a
he's
backup.
not a starter.
Yeah.
And if Zion Williamson is going to be playing a lot of center, at least he's not going to start a center, which is good. But with how his injury history is, he will get beat down, right? Guys like Anthony Davis, guys like Nikola Jokic, guys like Joel Embiid, and all these guys that are going to be big, just bodying down. Even a guy like Rudy Gobert, maybe not on the offensive side of things, but he will be bodying him down as well. That's the concern there. Their question mark right now is obviously what's going to happen with Brandon Ingram, but he's still on the team, and I still like him there. And the reason why I have him taking this big jump is DeJounte Murray. You actually have a point guard that could handle the ball better than CJ McCollum, right?
That's big.
And CJ McCollum himself had a really good year last year, in my opinion.
All right.
And then last thing, Herb Jones is still there, and I think they need to find a way to get him to the starting lineup, but elite defensively. Trey Murphy, Jordan Hawkins, like they have shooters everywhere as well.
The way you get him in the starting lineup is plus Zion at center, though. That's just how it is. But I'm gonna go with my number 4 because you have a big number 4 on your side. My number 4 again is the LA Lakers. Everything you said, I like it. I think they're gonna improve. I think they're better than Darvin Ham. Like Darvin Ham was the biggest issue last year.
That's funny to say because he took him. He won an in-season championship, and he went to the Western Conference Finals.
But like the biggest thing that you were saying is like I don't like he changes up the lineups when the lineups that work, but then puts in lineups that don't work. Exactly. And he knows it doesn't work.
That's why I'm letting you talk a little bit more, so I don't sound biased. So that's why I'm letting you talk.
That's like, and I've seen that a lot from Lakers games. Like why the hell is this your starting lineup when you had a good starting lineup last game?
Whereas now JJ Redick has fixated said that this is your starting lineup, and we're gonna run a 9-man rotation.
And like the only reason I have him at 4, like honestly could have put him higher, but couldn't put him lower. Is like the little bit of drama in that team because like LeBron James sleeping with his teammate's mom, and I think that's not gonna be a. That's not a good look.
Okay, I forgot to mention that stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't think like.
Here's okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna say this. Yes, the storyline this year with the Lakers is gonna be when is Bronny James gonna play with LeBron. I think that's gonna happen game 1.
Probably
just get it out of the way.
Get it done and over with.
It's gonna get it done and over with. I don't think JJ Redick, even in the preseason, he hasn't played Bronny James like crazy much. Like
no.
Like again, people gotta realize. The reason why this is a big story for a 55th overall pick is because his last name is James. And he's the son of LeBron James. He's literally LeBron James Jr.
Yeah.
Right? So, and he got paid. For a second round pick, he did get paid. The issue, like at the end of the day, we know why this pick happened and I get it. And I alluded to it back when we did the draft recap. He's a 55th overall pick. He might not make it to the league, sure. But yes, once he plays game 1, I feel like everything should get set in order. I think Bronny knows that, and I think LeBron knows that as well.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't concerned about that. I was concerned about sleeping with his team.
Okay, calm down about that part. but you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
at the end of the day, like I feel like you just get it done and over with. But again, I don't think there's gonna be any drama. That's the only.
I feel like it's gonna be media drama. Let's just say that.
It's just be like
the Celtics thing.
It's gonna be like exactly. Like inside the locker room, I think everything's gonna be fine. But like outside, which everyone's gonna be making up their own stories and all that stuff to like just get something to write about, something to talk about.
For me,
which we kind of low-key
we
have
to address it. But
which I low-key
one thing I do,
did.
Sham did say is they're trying to get a big. Love that. I'd rather have Anthony Davis at the 4 because the Olympics he was a beast at the 4. The year they won the championship, he was a beast at the 4 and could finish at the 5. Kind of like what the Pelicans are trying to do with Zion. But
all right, let's get into our top 3 and number 3.
Oh no, I didn't go with my 4 yet.
Oh, you didn't go with your 4, yeah. Why the hell do you have Nuggets at 4?
I had them at 1.
Okay.
And then I took them out. Because I think KCP is such a loss. They lost shooting. They lost defense there. You add Kentavious Caldwell. Sorry, you add Russell Westbrook, who's going to come off the bench. And we don't know how he's going to be mentally. Like, is he going to be frustrated? Oh, I'm not starting, blah, blah, blah. I do like his fit here more that I did with the Lakers when they got rid of KCP and did this thing. Because it fits with Jokic well. Like I said, when we addressed this signing back whenever we did, we said this is pretty much Westbrook's last chance. If it doesn't work here, it doesn't work. Jokic wanted him, so that confused me a little bit. The thing with me is like just the lack of shooting and a little bit of depth. Their first round pick got injured at Summer League. We were there, I think when that happened.
Yeah.
The first night, right?
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but that plus like Jamal Murray did not have the greatest playoff run and did not have a good run for Canada. I know he got a contract. He should be motivated this year. Again, I'm literally picking hairs. Like it's literally everybody's neck and neck for me in this top 4.
That's how you gotta do it. But
and this is a gut feeling, right? At the end of the day,
it's a gut feeling prediction. But let's move into our top 3. Number 3, I have the Dallas Mavericks. Number 2, I have the Denver Nuggets. And number 1, I am going with another repeat winner of the conference, which is the OKC Thunder.
Number 3, I have the Phoenix Suns, number 2, the OKC Thunder, number 1, the Dallas Mavericks.
Number 3, I have the Dallas Mavericks. They got better. The biggest reason why Klay Thompson fits here is, one, that's exactly what they need. At the end of the day, you guys just surround Luka and Kyrie with 3-and-D players. He is a 3-and-D player. But the difference here and the Warriors is Klay Thompson was actually asked to do a lot for the Warriors, right? When he came back from, obviously, his freaking 2 years of injuries. And the biggest thing here is that, like, Klay Thompson, if he, he doesn't necessarily need to be involved in this one, right, for the team to succeed. Whereas when he was in Golden State, he had to be involved. He had to play good for, the team to actually be good.
Yeah.
That's not the case here at all, right? He could get away with 10 points and shooting, like, he's not going to get, like, be shooting 17, 18 shots a game. He's going to be shooting, like, more.
He's going to be open a lot, though.
And he'll be open,
Luka,
and he'll get more open shots, too.
Yeah.
Right? It'll limit his more contest. He will have less contested shots. And on top of that, he's probably shooting.
And once he starts hitting them, he will. Because you're pretty much giving my reason why number 1. And once he starts hitting them, that opens more for Luka and Kyrie.
But like at the end of the day, like you're not expecting this guy to go shoot like 15, 16, 20 shots a game and like actually shoot like 50, 60%, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be shooting like 10, maybe 12, and if he shoots 50%, he's done his job. That's what he's came in to do. Like obviously they did pay a lot of money for him, but
I wouldn't say like a lot.
Like a fair amount. Like they did pay for him.
I'll look at his contract quickly here.
But at the end of the day, like his role is just so cleanly clarified, and he just doesn't have to do much, which is good for him. And the roles are so defined in Dallas, which is so really good for Kid and Doncic and Kyrie.
Yeah, he's only making 15 mil next year. It's based on the cap at least.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the total money is, but I have the Phoenix Suns, and you said everything there. Tyus Jones is a big factor for that. I'm gonna just quickly pull up the roster here. You don't have to deal with Bradley Beal, Devin Booker being the primary ball handler. And then Tyus Jones, what he's known for as a point guard is not turning the ball over much. So which means he'll get the ball to appropriate spots for both. For Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Off the bench, again, this is a team where I'd love to see Jordan Clarkson go to as well to get plugged. But like similar to what we mentioned to your Raptors in the Eastern Conference, you could stagger Booker and Beal and even Durant. Because you'll have one of those guys on the court at almost all times. So you still have should at least, right? There's no way you shouldn't. So I like their starting lineup because of that reason. You're right with the deep. And off the bench, I like Monte Morris being the other ball handler as well. Defensively, is there going to be a concern? Yes, they have Grayson Allen, Josh Okogie, and Royce O'Neal. So the starting lineup, like Kevin
Durant, good defender on our team is probably Josh Okogie.
No, like Royce O'Neal is pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, Royce O'Neal.
They have a good backup in Mason Plumlee as well. Backing up Yusuf Nurkic. For me, can Budenholzer do what what's his name Vogel couldn't do? Budenholzer's only issue was like he lacked adjustments. That's more of a playoff time thing for me right now. But like I said, when they need to defend, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant can defend, right? It's just can Budenholzer get him in the right spots? He does not have a Giannis anymore, so you got to remember that as well. And he's going to be a motivated guy.
Well, he has another lanky, tall bastard.
I'm high on this team because of at least they have a proper point guard doing stuff for them.
He still has a lanky guy.
Maybe not as built.
Huh? Yeah, not as built, but better shooter. Number 2, Denver Nuggets. Best way to describe them, they're still solid. The best way to use Westbrook is obviously off the bench, but the biggest thing of the Westbrook signing is Jamal Murray gets injured. He does. He misses time in the regular season. That's why he's never been an All-Star. Because, especially in that year when the Denver Nuggets won, we're like, why the hell did Murray not be an All-Star?
Yeah.
It's because he misses a lot of time in the regular season. And you need a ball handler off the bench. Westbrook is a ball handler off the bench. I 100% agree with you. KCP is a big loss, big 3-and-D piece that, that went to the floor. Exactly. Open up the floor for Jokic and all these guys. But at the end of the day, the starting lineup,
Christian Brown is going to be...
Yeah, he's going to be relied on.
They do good with that.
And they do good with that because each and every year, his role has been, I guess, it gone bigger, right? Yeah. Like, he came in as a rookie when they won. Then they lost Bruce Brown. He was the main sixth man.
Yeah.
And now he's in the starting lineup. So it's good for him, good for his development. I think he should do well in that. But, yeah, expect for this team to definitely look for a piece at the deadline, like a KCB piece. Basically,
Bruce Brown.
Yeah, Bruce Brown's a show, honestly. But again, it's still a solid squad. You still have Jokic, you still have MPJ, you still have Gordon, you still have Murray. Like, there's no concerns for me.
All right, so number 2, I have the OKC Thunder, and it's not because they're going to be taking a drop off from last year. It's more so I believe in the Mavericks are going to take a bigger jump to take the number 1 seed. They got better by adding Alex Caruso. So defensively, they might be arguably the best defensive team in the league with Shea, J-Dub, Chet, right? Isaiah Hartenstein is now their starting center, so you're going to have a double thing there as well. Or you could drop Isaiah Hartenstein to the bench as well. Case and Wallace, right? My only concern for them is a spark plug scorer off the bench. So this is where, when I alluded to earlier, even I said it for the Suns, is a Jordan Clarkson type guy would be a perfect fit here. Just to alleviate some pressure, I expect J-Tuck to take another bench. Oh, and I forgot, probably their best defender, Lou Dort.
Yeah, I was going to say that
as well.
I was going to say that.
But yeah, no, like overall, this team defensively is going to be really good. That I feel like this team will make a run next year. AKA, check out our OKC Thunder video of why we think they'll be winning a championship, at least in this decade, for the most part. But number one, for me, I just mentioned, I'll quickly say it, the Dallas Mavericks, I expect a Luka MVP year. Simple as that. At least that type of year. I like the fact that, like, last year their concerns were defense. They added that at the deadline, and they still have PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Derek Lively should take another jump as that defensive rebounding center. Klay Thompson, everything you said earlier makes a lot of sense too, and everything I said for that, because he'll open up the floor more as long as he's hitting his shots, right? And yeah, he might not be the same defender because he's not gonna have the same speed and lateral quickness, because literally tore two big muscles like the ligaments, ACL and Achilles. So I feel like Luka, Curry gonna have open up the floor. Their defense should be better, and because of that, I feel like their confidence from last year's finals run should help them be more motivated and even take the number one seed.
Number one, I went with the OKC Thunder. Again, they're young. They're just gonna be, because they're so young. The more experience they get, the more better they're gonna get, and you can't really get better than one seed at this rate. But overall, again, like, this is a team set up, like you said, they're set up to be, like, the perennial contender of the Western Conference, perennial contender of the whole entire NBA for the foreseeable future now. And I agree with you. They could use a little bit more scoring off the bench, because after Shea, yes, you have J-Dub, but after J-Dub, you have Chet. Like, the starting lineup is set. But, like, off
who's
the
your
bench,
number two right now? Like, after Shea, is it J-Dub or is it Chet?
I'll go with J-Dub.
Okay, there's like a debate about. I'm still leaning Chet.
I'm going with J-Dub.
I'm still leaning Chet, but
the thing is this, right? Like, like Shea's like average is like 28, but you're gonna need like one of Chet or J-Dub to get to, like, 22, 23 at least, right? To be a solid second option, in my opinion. And obviously the third guy just be like what they are. Like, I think they were both like at 18, 19 last year, something like that. I know J-Dub was at 19 last year.
But they both were, Or I think I think Chet was maybe 17.
I think Chet was a little bit lower, yeah. But like, if you have someone in the 25 plus range, which is Shea, you have someone in 20 plus range, which is hopefully your second option, in my opinion, J-Dub, and then someone in the 15 above, which is Chet, and hopefully he's averaging a double-double and rebounds as well.
Yeah. So that being said, like, once again, this was very, very tough. I'm thankful we didn't have the same list like we kind of did with the East and all the other sports we've done so far, but because of that, comment down below what you guys think, who will win the conference, who should be the biggest contender, biggest surprise team, whatever you guys consider. What are your thoughts on our predictions here? Check out our Eastern Conference video and an NFL video that's going to be popping up right now. Hit that subscribe button, because more NBA content will be dropping soon as well. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.